What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Here we are in the beautiful countryside of Pennsylvania in the lifted Rebel. If you guys are new to the channel, this is our 2019 Ram Rebel. Has a 6-inch rough country lift with the Vertex shocked coilovers, and yeah, it's awesome. Well, shocks in the rear, coilovers in the front, reserves, the whole thing, the good suspension, what you want to get if you're going to lift your truck, if you got the shekels, because the system is, you know, it's actually very reasonably priced, but it is a little bit of money to get into it. But if you want a real suspension, well, you got to pay for it. And I know this is not at Raptor level or TRX level, but it's as close as you're going to get with a Rebel, which is, I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's a very, for the money, you're in a very good position with the rough country 6-inch, the Vertex shocks and coilovers, and 35-inch tires with a little bit of an offset. And here we go, out of the old wash and scratch, give this thing a bit of a bath, because while we were down at the beach and launching the boat and whatever, and salt water and yeah, all that kind of good stuff, we are going to be doing a little overview on the Bulletproof hitch that we have on this truck, so definitely stay tuned for that one as well. Here we go, spinning. This around here where the car wash is, this whole area, like amount of cars that come through here, is so soapy. You always get a little drift action as you come out. But yeah, I mean, auto wash is just, it's faster, so that's why I do it. And a white truck, you don't really get it all scratched up like black ones, so that's why I don't buy black trucks. I can take these through the auto wash without really worrying about it too much. Plus, we do have our ceramic coating on this one, which helps a lot. All right, so you want to lift your Ram Rebel or your 5th gen Ram truck. I'm going to give you 5 reasons that you should do it and 5 reasons maybe you shouldn't do it, and maybe a little bit of advice in between. So, you want to lift your truck, you want big tires, you want the look of this truck. So, okay, first con to lifting your truck. You just bought a truck, it was probably in this market over 50 grand. You know, you might, unless you have a lot of money, I mean, the lift kits can get a little pricey. So definitely the cost is going to be a con, because you're going to have to buy, if you do the lift kit that I did, you're going to have to buy different wheels, different tires. So in that alone, you're probably, depending on which tire you get, you're getting up to around maybe $3,500 by the time you get wheels, tires, sensors, the whole kind of deal, depending on brand and whatever you get. So yes, cost is definitely going to be a con for getting your lift kit, but I mean, obviously you're going for that look, so you're going to have to pay for it. That's just kind of how that goes. Second con is, well, maintenance. If you're going to be lifting your truck, obviously you can wear parts a little bit sooner. I did end up having to replace one CV axle. That was with the SST lift, so that was my fault. The angle was bad, and it cost me 300 something bucks for a new CV axle, which I popped in, no big deal. With a new kit, it's been running good, except for one occasion where I was doing some donuts in the sand in 4-wheel drive. My wheel turned, and doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing while in 4-wheel drive, so it's my fault. But I was trying to get some shots for rough country so they could get some stuff for any of their media and whatever. But the fact is, the CV axle was under load. It could not change length then properly because we're going over whoops with it under load, and it ended up actually popping off the little circlip on the axle and just kind of riding down the splines a little bit, so then it kind of wasn't in the position that it should have been. So what I did is I just took it all apart, popped it back on, haven't had a problem since. But that's just some of the truth, you know. You don't want to be turning your wheel all the way in 4-wheel drive and going over bumps and whatever, because that's something that can happen. So yes, maintenance, number 2. 3 is going to be, obviously you're going to have to pay for a little bit more fuel, because if you're running a 35-inch tire, right now I'm at 13.7, which is kind of a mixed fuel economy. It will drop down if I'm towing or whatever to around 12.5. If I'm cruising down the highway for a long time, I can get like 14. And before, on my Laramie that had no lift, factory tires, all that kind of stuff, we were at about 16.5 miles per gallon. So 3, yeah, you're gonna pay a little bit more at the gas pump. And in our current situation, we got stuff flying around back there, in our current fuel price situation, might be a consideration for you depending on what your limitation is for how much you want to pay for fuel. Number 4, maybe a concern for you, maybe not. Your warranty, your factory warranty. Obviously, you buy a brand new truck, you get a factory warranty, and the dealerships, in my opinion, haven't been the greatest. There is good shops out there, but I've heard a lot of other people that FCA or Dodge and whatever, their dealer network is not the greatest. And if you put a lift kit on, you're kind of on your own when it comes to suspension stuff, like anything related to the fact that you're driving a bigger wheel and tire, and you've changed some of the suspension geometry. I mean, with this kit, it's actually really good. It puts everything back to where it should be, but there's a possibility that the warranty might be affected in certain cases. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't had to deal with that. Everything's been fine with my truck, but yeah, that might be a concern for you if you want to wait till maybe your warranty's over to do your lift kit and make sure all the bugs are worked out of your truck, if there is any, because, well, we've noticed that some of the trucks built in 20 and 21 might have had a few more problems than some of the earlier ones, or maybe the later ones would be better, I don't know. But the fact is, yeah, warranty, number 4, might be affected. Number 5, well, you're gonna lift your truck, you're gonna have bigger tires, you're gonna have, if you do go for the Vertex, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit of that cushy, soft ride quality. I don't feel that this truck is rough in any way. I really do like the fact that I can go over the big stuff now without having any issues, and also it does have that extra cooling with the reservoir shocks and everything like that. So you can really kind of, if you're in a desert situation, you can put this thing through its paces. It's not going to overheat the shocks. Like the factory ones are pretty good, but they're not obviously near as good as these ones are, but you are going to sacrifice a little bit of ride quality. If you're really into a soft riding truck and you like the way the factory one is and you wouldn't take it a little bit stiffer to get that extra performance, it's just like a performance car. I mean, obviously, like I have a Camaro and it doesn't ride as cushy as my Denali, obviously. So it's just one of those things, you sacrifice a tiny little bit of ride quality for that extra big lift, suspension, all that kind of stuff. But I do find that it does handle really well. With these new shocks, coilovers, you can go around corners really quickly, and I felt that the factory suspension leaned a lot more. I am running a 20-inch wheel instead of an 18, but I also have a bigger tire, so it's probably about a wash between the sidewall and the wheel and all that kind of stuff. I just thought proportionally it looked better. But yes, you are going to sacrifice a little bit of ride quality, and that is number 5, that maybe you don't want to lift your truck if any of these are an issue for you. So now for our 5 reasons why you should lift your truck. And trust me, I think everybody should lift their truck, unless you're not that type of person. But there's actually another, it's not a negative, but it's maybe something to consider, is the fact that if you have factory running boards and you lift your truck 6 inches and you put 35s on it, your running board is going to get pretty high up, and it's definitely a step to get into it. And if you have, like, your wife's short, or you have your kids and your dog want to get in, it's a little tough. So you might have to invest in some power steps, because I love the power steps. The amp steps are awesome, and without them, I don't think owning this truck would be nearly as much fun, because it's so easy to get in and out of now, and it's big, and it definitely gets noticed, and I love that. So yeah, you are going to have to maybe consider getting some steps. They're about $1,400, and I don't know what install cost is going to cost you unless you can do them yourself, but they're not really that bad, but just something to consider. So now moving on with our 5 reasons to lift your truck. 1, looks. It looks awesome. It totally makes this truck a totally different animal. Absolutely love the look of this truck. 2nd reason, capability. Now you can actually go up some stuff that maybe you wouldn't have been able to before. You have that extra ground clearance now, and yeah, it makes it a whole lot more capable, especially if you're going in mud and snow and going up some trails, you want to take it off-roading. Definitely capability is a big plus. All right, let's go up this big corner right here. I think we got a wheel lift in the back a little bit. There we go, a little spin action. All right, so number 3, performance. This is a little bit of a windy road, and before, I mean, it leaned a little bit in the corners, definitely a little bit of tire roll, all that kind of stuff, softer suspension. With the coilovers, performance is 100% a definite positive for this truck. I mean, you can drive this thing like a sports car, like I've said 1,000 times, but yeah, performance, definitely a plus for lifting your truck, especially with this kit. And for number 4, this one might tie into number 1 a little bit, the looks of the truck, but I would say cool factor. Cool factor is definitely goes up. I mean, I think the Rebel out of 10, when you first buy it, is maybe a 6, because it's kind of cool. It's got some features and whatever, and it's, you know, it's a nice truck and whatever, but there's a lot of them out there and a lot of people leave them stock. So yeah, the cool factor, when you put your own wheels on, you put your own tire setup, and you start decking the truck out, when you put the lift kit on, it really just gives it that much more attitude. And I just think the cool factor, definitely a thumbs up for our number 4 reasons to lift your Rebel or 5th gen Ram or truck in general. So for number 5, well, I've been racking my brain. I'm trying to think of a good reason to lift your truck, but other than the fact that it's just the best thing to do, because it's awesome. It's just a good life to have. Live that lifted life. But drop in the comments, what should number 5 be? The reason why you would want to lift your truck, why you would want to have that look and that whole experience. Give me your reasons. We'll see what you guys have to say about it. But all in all, I gotta say I'm very satisfied with everything that we've done in the truck so far. And I am gonna be making a video, because I've realized by some of the comments where I get a lot of questions of stuff that I've already gone over in videos, I'm gonna make an overview video for all the popular mods that we've done to the Ram. Just kind of give you guys a rundown, kind of just a little touch on each thing. And if there's something that you guys want to do, you can definitely go back to the video in the playlist and then kind of see in detail what exactly was done and how to do it, and if you want to do it on your vehicle. So for those of you who made it this far in the video, I definitely appreciate your support. I do have a little bit of channel news for you guys. If you made it this far, definitely go in the comments section and just put in lift, and then I know you made it this far. But all in all, we have new stuff coming to the channel. I know some people have been seeing this truck for the last 2 years and they want to see something new. I also wanted to see something new. I had a Bronco lined up, and then the whole thing has just been a total flop. So my Bronco didn't get built because it was a hardtop. So yeah, the hardtop's a total mess. I don't want a soft top. I don't want a 4-door, all that kind of good jazz, and we're just gonna move on from that and maybe revisit that in the future. I still have my reservation, but I don't know, we'll see. I like getting free gifts in the mail, so we'll keep that as long as I need to, and then we'll kind of go on from there. But we do have a new truck supposed to be incoming either yesterday or today. They said it was supposed to be at the dealership, so we have to work out the details on that one, and we might have that one in the driveway very soon. Very excited for that. Also, the shop, I'm going to be making a phone call today for heating, air conditioning, and all that, so we can get somebody over to give us a quote. So hopefully we can get some heat in the shop for the winter, which is going to be so much better for content. And I'm going to be working on the insulation, but every single day, and it's like getting to be late September, well, mid to late September, and we're still in the 80s every single day, and it is like an oven in there. So yeah, it's been taking a little longer than expected to get all the insulation in, but we're gonna be working on that, getting all that sorted out, getting that shop in order. And I know I say it every video, I'm gonna clean it up, which I'm going to do. I'm telling you, I'm gonna clean it up. It's gonna be awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, just kind of my driving around ramblings and all that kind of good stuff about our lifted Ram Rebel here on the channel, and just kind of giving you guys some advice from my point of view and some of my experience and all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.